We need to be able to accept other people's no's without guilt tripping them. Hi, my name's Erin and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I wanted to talk about guilt tripping based on an experience I just had. One value I have that's really important to me is privacy, and that might sound weird because I'm online, but I think that's why it's really important to me, because I am online, but I certainly don't want my private life getting involved with my public life as much as possible, of course. And that particularly includes my family. And today I was asked by somebody to sign something to allow images of my family to be used for promotional purposes for a government department. And when I was asked that, it was rushed. So I was standing there, it was at the end of the day, I had to get out and get somewhere else, and so did she. And she made that request of me, and I sort of felt rushed that I had to make a decision very quickly. And she just was, the way she was sort of going through the items, the dot point items that I would be consenting to, it sounded okay. But then when I read it again, it was like promotional purposes for this government department. And I was just thinking to myself, I have no idea what that means. That could mean on Facebook. That could mean any kind of media, promotional services or promotional purposes. And it really, I felt rushed and I felt really uncomfortable. And this is somebody I really respect, I admire, and I really like her. And we've been really, quite friendly, and could imagine her being a friend. Yet I really felt pressured to say, yes, that's fine. And in the past, I definitely would have, particularly as I'm a reforming people pleaser. So, and I'm very kind and respectful, and I want everybody's happiness in the world. And so when I can facilitate that quite easily, it's very easy for me to say yes to things. However, when I say that I'm reformed, it's something that I really am trying to be a lot better at, by checking in with my own needs and values and beliefs first before saying yes to someone else. Because oftentimes in the past, what would happen is I'd say, yeah, sure, I could do that. And then later I would get that really horrible feeling in my gut, and I'd feel like a bit yuck about it. And I realized that I'd gone against my values, or I'd gone against another promise I'd made to someone else, or I was just too quick to say yes. And because I was being pressured, I initially said, oh, okay, that should be fine then. And then I said, actually, no, there's too much unknown and I'm just not comfortable with it, so I'm going to have to say no. And I was very proud of myself. And the response I got back was less than ideal from a middle-aged adult that should know better. She basically just scooped up all the papers and said, well, I'll have to do another photo shoot then by Monday, and I'm not going to be here tomorrow, and you should have said earlier, and that sort of thing. And off she trotted and rushed off. And I was just left a bit gobsmacked, because one, I didn't know earlier, and two, why would you do a photo shoot without getting my permission first? Anyway, if you knew you had to have permission. That was guilt tripping. So she was saying those things to make me feel bad for my no. And that is not okay. As grown-ass adults, we should be able to make a request of somebody and accept their no. If we are truly making a request, if we are truly asking somebody, we are making a request, we should be accepting of a yes or a no answer. Anything that is asked that is a yes is only accepted, that is a demand. It is not a request. If you expect a yes, or you get shitty if you get a no, then you are demanding that of that person. You are not asking them. So let's just make sure that's really clear. Like, if you get annoyed with somebody for not doing something and you react in that way towards them, or you get annoyed with them or whatever, you are making a demand of them. You're not requesting them something, and you're not giving them a choice. And that's really not the way I would like adults to be behaving in this world. Because we're great role models for children. So if we can't even role model accepting a no, then you got to wonder what the next generation is going to be like. So that is my tip for the day, is to just check in whether you're actually requesting something or if it really is a demand, because we need to be able to accept other people's no's without guilt tripping them. Then again, on the other side of things, she was trying to guilt, like, her response was, I guess, a natural reaction based on her experience in the world. And to be able to handle that and not feel guilty. So I don't feel guilty. I'm a bit frustrated with her, obviously. You could probably tell by the way I'm explaining it, because it literally happened 10 minutes ago. But I don't feel guilty, whereas I would have before. So if you ever feel guilty after that, just remember that they are taking away your choice by demanding something like that, or by not accepting your no. And also congratulate yourself. Congratulate yourself for saying yes to you. You might have said no to the other person, and that sort of hurts our hearts, especially as sensitive people. Or people pleasers, we want to be able to say yes to everything so that people are happy. But you actually did. You said yes to you. You said yes to your values and your beliefs and whatever needs are going on for you in that moment. You said yes to you. So well done. A round of applause for you. And that is all today. Thanks for watching. I hope you got something out of it. And if you did, let me know below if that's ever happened to you, and if you've had any situations where you're very proud of yourself for how you handled it. I'd love to hear and share and celebrate. Bye.